Good afternoon and welcome back to Like Magic. I'm your host, Taria Davis. In today's episode, I'm going to be answering questions from Quora. There are a few questions on Quora that are supremely open-ended, and I didn't really feel like typing out the answer. And the answers were too long for me to create reels and shorts with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Quora Q&A live stream, which I'm going to then take and turn into a podcast episode. So today's episode is going to be a special. The first question is basically saying, can you teach about spirituality, spiritual awakening if you haven't had a spiritual awakening yourself? And the answer to that is, of course, you can. What I've learned is that you never really finish going through your spiritual journey. So if you were to wait until you completely awaken to teach other people, then it's going against the point and you probably would never be able to teach them. And I just shared something on Facebook earlier, like a few minutes before I got on live, and it was saying something like, I recover out loud to give voice to all those who still suffer in silence. And like I said before, I've been saying like my life is a testimony, this, that, and other. It was just 111 on the timer. But everything I go through can be used as a lesson for others, so people can see what to do, what not to do, what situations they in, and how to treat these situations. And different stuff I done got on live and recorded videos about and talked about. I'm not going to say they were wrong, but at the time that was the energy. And as I continue to grow and uncover new truths, I started to learn that it's more truths to the shit. So it's like, a lot of these on my YouTube, a lot of the videos that I've uploaded and stuff tell half truths, if that makes sense, because it was truth that I haven't uncovered yet. And the point of that is to show the journey, if that makes sense. So no, you don't have to be completely awakened to teach other people, because me, I'm still awakening, I'm still learning stuff. I'm not perfect. I still fuck up. I still make mistakes. But that right there is showing people how to overcome this, how to do that. You're not supposed to be perfect. You don't have to listen to people who say, oh, you got to be perfect to do this, you got to be perfect to do that. Because I remember when I was back in school, one of my science teachers, she was 23 or 24, and they was getting on her case like, how are you supposed to be teaching us stuff and you still in school? Because I know more than you, and I'm trying to share that knowledge. As I'm learning, I'm teaching what I learned, and that's what real leaders do. You can't be a leader and say, oh, I know everything and I'm going to teach everybody this, that, and other, and you're not open to learning yourself. Because if you're not open to learning yourself, times always change and new information always come to light. And if you don't have that open mind, and if you are not a person that can be taught, then you're not really a leader, because now you're going to eventually start teaching false shit because you're not open to learning more. You're not open to more, to new. I hope that answered the question. What is a spiritual awakening? Can someone have a spiritual awakening without finding their twin flame? A spiritual awakening, like I said before, is you becoming aware of who you are, you becoming aware of the spirit within you, and you becoming aware of what you should be doing this lifetime. What is your purpose? What is the reason you're here? I mean, there are many different ways to describe a spiritual awakening, and I've talked about many of those ways. I've posted about it, wrote about it, recorded, all types of stuff. So if you really want more in-depth information, like I said, follow me on all platforms, because I'm talking about this on all platforms. But can someone have a spiritual awakening without finding their twin flame? Everyone is not a twin flame. I'm going to say that again. Everyone is not a twin flame. You do not need a twin flame in order to go through a spiritual awakening. You can go through a spiritual awakening without one. Now, me specifically, when I started awakening, I awakened through a twin flame journey. So this is one of the reasons why I was trying to network and find other people who was into spirituality, because I needed more people to help, because I can't literally give a blanket statement over spiritual awakenings if mine is different from others. But, yes, you can have a spiritual awakening without meeting your twin flame. A lot of people run into catalysts, which are people who would seem like a twin flame, but they literally just wake you up to start your spiritual awakening. So yeah. Also, different and moving to a certain environment can trigger a spiritual awakening. Watching certain stuff could trigger a spiritual awakening. Being around certain people, like I said, a catalyst can trigger a spiritual awakening. Before, a lot of people got on my Facebook and stuff trying to steal my content, steal what I'm saying, basically steal me as a person. Like, oh, this is my personality. Look, I was saying that I noticed a lot of people becoming inspired about a lot of stuff I was saying, and what that was me being openly spiritual, me being open about my spirituality and sharing that with others, it triggered an awakening in them as well. So yeah, you don't have to be a twin flame to have a spiritual awakening. You don't have to find a twin flame to have a spiritual awakening. What are your thoughts on synchronicity and its connection to spirituality? Synchronicity is kind of hard. This is a super open-ended question, because when I first started going through my spiritual awakening, when I first started learning about synchronicities, I was able to pick up on certain synchronicities for a few weeks. And synchronicities would be different numbers. Like when I say, oh, there's 65 people in the chat room. So that breaks down to master number 11. Master number 11 is a manifestation number. It's a big number when it comes to spirituality. So that right there would be synchronistic. Learning more about angel numbers will really help you understand synchronicity. But synchronicity is just a way to help remind you or to confirm that you're on the right path. A lot of times you'll hear me say, oh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, and that means that I'm going down the right path. Or, oh, it's 5, 5, 5. 5 being the numbers of change. So like whatever I'm thinking or whatever I'm talking about is some kind of change coming within that sector, if that makes sense. 4s being, how do I say this? Signifying angelic protection. So if I'm thinking about something and I see a lot of 4s, it's like, okay, you are protected. My tarot cards, the deck I made myself, when the rune card pop out, the runes card, that symbolizes protection. That's not really a synchronicity, but yeah. Synchronicities is just really you being in sync with the universe, you being in sync with your journey and your spirituality. Now, I can say that there are false synchronicities. This is why I always preach about connecting to a divine source, being connected to divinity, because if you are not, you will experience false synchronicities. So you'll see 1111. Like, let's say I'm thinking about texting my sneaky link and I see 1111. And like, okay, that's a signal to message him. But knowing for a fact this is somebody I'm not supposed to be involved with, knowing I'm not supposed to be like reaching out to them at all, 65 people just pop back up in the chat. More confirmation. That would be a false synchronicity. It's literally telling me to do something I know I'm not supposed to be doing. And that's where discernment comes in. That like this whole spiritual journey is not easy, which is why I get so upset at people who try to make it seem like, oh, it's this, it's that, it's other. I could just pick up tarot cards and I'm spiritual, this, that, and other. No, you can't. It's a whole process. It's a whole journey, and the shit is not easy at all. It's a lot of learning. It's a lot of reprogramming. Shit never stays the same. You always have to learn a new way of life. You always have to learn something new. Like right now I'm going through another ascension and I'm like being prepared. What am I gonna have to change now? Like, because I feel the energy shifting and I'm in that state where it's like, okay, everything, like the energy is being rebuilt, not my life. So probably wake up tomorrow within that new energy, and I just got lightheaded. So I feel like that's confirmation, which is another form of synchronicity. Literally anything that makes you feel like you on the right path, you have to learn discernment first and learn who you are connected to. Connect to your ancestors, which are your past over loved ones, and make sure they are divine ancestors. Okay. But yeah, synchronicities really help you on your spiritual path because they let you know what you're doing and what you shouldn't be doing. As long as you have discernment, as long as you are practicing discernment, as long as you are open to learning new things, you'll always be on track, if that makes sense. You'll always be on track to accepting the right synchronicities. What is the difference between an awakening of the soul and just being spiritual? An awakening of the soul is a spiritual awakening. Just being spiritual, I would say that is someone pretending to be a spiritualist, someone just saying, oh, spirituality is a trend now, this is something I want to do, and just hopping onto it. And not even just that, it could be certain people who are chosen but don't really know it, but they see other people doing something spiritual and they just, oh, let me do this, instead of, okay, there's something to this, let me go through my awakening. And there's a lot of people that don't even know how to go through an awakening. They just see spirituality as like an out, and that's what they want to jump into. But the difference is, if someone is just being spiritual, they're just lying to you. Like they aren't spiritual at all, because you have to have an awakening to be spiritual. It was this tarot reader on YouTube. Like, I don't even see her pop up no more. And I wasn't trying to slander her or distort her energy and make her seem like she fake. But I've talked about this many, many times, and talking about something like this, I'm not trying to distort her energy and make her seem like something that she's not. But this was a while ago, almost a year ago. I stopped watching her a long ass time ago. I asked, I'm like, when did you first go through your spiritual awakening? How was it like? And she was literally saying like, she never went through a spiritual awakening. And I'm like, no, at first she said she didn't remember, and then she's like, she never went through one. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell you will forget your spiritual awakening, because this is the most life-changing shit you will ever experience, ever. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12:53 on the clock, breaking down to 11. Yep. But she was like, oh, I didn't have a spiritual awakening. Y'all always see me talk about my spiritual awakening, watching Doctor Strange, that shit, like that night, like shit got real for me, to the point where I don't care if I get senile, I don't care if I lose my memory. That's some shit I will never forget, because it's not embedded in my brain. It's not in my brain, it's in my soul. And having a spiritual awakening, you start using your soul as a form of data backup storage, if that makes sense. Because if you normally go through your life, you learn stuff and you store it in your brain. It's stored in your brain. But once you have that spiritual awakening, it's stored in your spirit. So it's information that cannot be lost. Makes sense? Yeah, so if somebody's just spiritual, they faking it. It's not 66 people in the chat. The karmic number, all them sixes. Anyway, next question. What does it mean when a person has an awakening but doesn't want to share it with others? 9 times out of 10, it's just somebody who surrounded by people who don't accept spirituality, or I want to say this is all people who, when they first go through awakening, they don't really want to share it because you seem crazy as fuck. Like, how do I tell my family that I'm seeing shit? How do I tell my family this, that, and the other? Because this shit gets really, really real. And I don't know, I guess for me it helps because I've always been into the metaphysical and stuff. So motherfuckers call me weird all they want to. They can just look at it like, oh, she's living in a fantasy or whatever. I don't give a fuck what you think. But what was the question? It's hard to explain to people that you spiritual. It's hard to share that with people because of the backlash. Even with all the evidence and stuff I have, like, people with closed minds will still look at it like, this bitch is crazy. She done finally lost it. Oh my God. So yeah, anybody going through a spiritual awakening, if this is not a person that has like a spiritual family and then they get to the point where they're able to go through a spiritual awakening, then damn near everybody going through a spiritual awakening is not going to want to share it with others, because there's so much backlash. Like, what are you talking about? When you have that spiritual awakening, you literally get rid of all of these old thought patterns and all of these old behaviors, and all of this stuff that you thought was life literally becomes like, ew, what was that? And it becomes so boring and just not it, if that makes sense. So how do you tell people who still stuck in that boring, like matrix lifestyle, that you changed, that you broke out of the matrix, that all of this shit that they thought was real is not really real? It's hard to explain that to other people. So a lot of people going through a spiritual awakening do not like sharing the shit, because it literally makes you seem crazy. Like, you even go through like shit. I went through like 2 or 3 months where I thought I was like off the rocker crazy, and this was after being in a mental institution more than once. Like, I was hospitalized twice, but it wasn't for going crazy. It was for self-harm and actually threatening to. But anyway, this is when I was 15 and 17. Anyway, yeah. You don't like sharing this shit with others because a lot of motherfuckers don't understand. And even now, like me, I'm trying to meet more people into spirituality so I can have people to talk to and people to share this with, and try to figure out what should I do with this and what should I do with that, and learn more information. And that shit, it's like, it's hard to do because a lot of motherfuckers really don't understand. So when a person doesn't want to share their spirituality, they just protecting themselves. They're protecting this newly awakened part of themselves. Because if you are newly awakened and you try to share this with other people, they will literally talk you out of it. Like, nah, you just crazy. Like, nah, you might just need to get some sleep or whatever. Like, yeah, you just keep the shit to yourself until you get around people who are who on your level spiritually. So a lot of people don't share it, and I don't blame them. This was the question I was looking for. Is there a requirement for people to be awakened spiritually before they can teach others the way to enlightenment? No. How did you identify your true twin flame? Did a psychic help you in any way? I said this before. Don't do that. Because I've actually heard a lot of people, oh, you will never know who your twin flame is until you get a psychic to tell you. No, how the fuck a psychic gonna tell you something about your soul? And then a lot of people, if you are a twin flame, you're a chosen one. If you are a chosen one, you got hella fucking protection in the spiritual realm. A psychic not gonna just be able to pick up on your energy because they're not allowed to. You know why they're not allowed to? Because the chosen ones have these destinies that will make a motherfucker do some crazy shit off of jealousy. So a psychic read a chosen one's chart or whatever, or they read in their energy to help them figure out, oh, is this really a twin flame or not? And they really starting to pick up on their energy and shit. They become jealous because, oh, I'm a psychic and I'm doing all this. How is this and how is that, and how come I can't have this, and how come she gets to have that? Like, this and happened to me a lot of times. This has happened to other people I've watched a lot of times. So that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Don't know. If you want to know, like, if you want to know who your twin flame is, if you don't know if you are a twin flame, go on a journey. Focus on self-discovery and the shit will be fucking revealed to you. But that going to see, and some is making me look at the psychic awareness symbol I got over there. Going to a psychic is not going to help you. When I first started my awakening, this was the one time I bought a reading. I got a reading from somebody online. This is before I was really watching YouTube videos. And the catalyst to my awakening, I was asking, was he my twin flame or whatever? And the woman, she didn't give me a straight answer. She didn't give me no yes or no answer. She was just basically saying that he was really important in my life. I was going to help him grow. He was going to help me grow, something like that. But she didn't give me a direct answer. So that's like me being a chosen one. And this is before I knew everything. If she couldn't tell me that, what? No. And for a long time, I thought this dude was my twin flame until like I actually started going through my awakening and really figuring out what twin flames was and shit. And if anything, that dude, like, that he just a higher level soulmate, because yeah, it was a lot of differences and stuff that we experienced, but it wasn't that tumultuous. But yeah, I'm not gonna get too far into that. But a psychic is not gonna help you. It's not like a psychic can't reach your energy and be like, you're a twin. I'm saying that, and I didn't literally say it. I've seen other. Don't ask a psychic if you're a twin flame. If a psychic can see that you're a twin flame, whatever, then okay. But don't go looking for the information, because 9 out of 10, it's gonna be some fake motherfuckers that's trying to take your money. Cause I literally said, like, my cousin, I know for a fact she's a twin flame. You can be a divine feminine and not have a twin flame. This is a divine feminine with a twin flame. For like, these is facts all across the board. I can feel her energy. Like, it's a lot of other motherfuckers I know that are divine feminines or whatever, but I don't sense that twin flame energy. But with her, it's strong as shit. So I know for a fact she's one. So it's just discernment. Try to figure the shit out yourself. If you can't figure it out yourself, then, like I said, you need to focus more on your journey, and it'll all come. 101 on the clock, and fucking 66 people in the goddamn chat. If that ain't all the confirmation you need. I want to answer this one though, because I met a few of my soul tribe members like this. How do I know if a twin flame and the person I feel for is my twin flame? She is of high status and we never met or talked in person. You will know if someone is your twin flame if y'all never met. I don't think I can answer that question. Hold on, let me really think about that. It would just, time would have to tell, because before I met my twin, I had a dream about him and knew this man was my twin, but I've never seen his face. So I'm like, whoever this man I had a dream about, like, it's really significant in my life. But who the fuck is he? I was spending so much time, okay, couldn't be him, not him, it's not him, it's not, who the fuck is this person? Never met him before in my life until I met him. But so you can have a pulling on your soul, like from another person. You could feel that energy and not know who this person is, because like I said before in recent, I think these was Bigo live streams, before I had my spiritual awakening, when I was like 8, 9, 10, 11 and shit, I was having dreams about some other dude. I didn't even know him. I was a tomboy, so I wasn't really interested in dudes in my classroom and shit. I wasn't interested in men at all. But I kept having a dream about this man. Like, who the fuck is him? And he was a teenager at the time. I'm like, who is this person? Like, why the fuck do I keep seeing this person? Like, what the fuck is going on? And a lot of the times when I was lonely at school, like, I noticed like my friends, when we were with my friends, some shit was really going on. Like, I was picked on a lot in school. So if I had one of them real bad days, it's like he would always pop up in my fucking dreams. I'm like, who is this dude? I didn't know who he was, but it was like, okay, so whenever I'm not feeling great, you tend to pop up in my energy. And I basically befriended this mysterious person that I never met in my life. So it's like, okay, if I felt some type of way, I would try to go to sleep or try to dream about this person just so I could, like, in this, that's probably not right, but I was a kid. I was literally a kid and didn't know shit about spirituality. Wasn't nobody in my family spiritual or openly spiritual, so I didn't know who to come to or talk to about that shit. And now that I'm really talking about it, this is nasty because I was a kid. I was feeling the sexual energy from his ass then. I did not know what the fuck was going on, but now I know for a fact what the hell is going on. Shit weird. But you will definitely, if you would know, because it's some shit like, who the fuck is him? Who the fuck is them? On another level, like, not twin flames, this is a few people I've met online and never met in person that I know, like, part of my soul tribe. Do I want to drop their names? Ooh, okay, so it's a couple of them is, I ain't gonna say famous, but it's a few people I gravitated towards that I know I've met before in past lifetimes. We already talked about my favorite one, Jacksepticeye. Like, we not even finna get into that. I cried for so long the other night. Ooh, shit. But Crank Gameplays is another one. So let me just break this down. Jacksepticeye, his birthday is February 7th. My father's birthday is February 8th. My brother's birthday is February 9th. But it's like all the similarities. When you notice that you have a lot of similarities with people or with somebody, and it's not just like personality wise. When you start looking at life wise, Jacksepticeye lost his father recently too. Like, it was just a lot of weird shit. Crank Gameplays, I noticed he was born in 1996. My birthday is September 25th. His birthday is October 24th. It's October. That's when my father passed. Oh my god, I didn't even get that fuck. Interesting. Me and him share a lot of similarities and stuff. Ooh, I know it's not a twin flame, but I know he's on my spiritual, like I know I've met him before in the past life or whatever. That just, like, I wasn't ready to uncover more shit. I was just trying to answer the question. Shit. It's this dude. He not famous, but I don't really know him. I call him my work husband because content creator, and I was doing a lot of gaming at the time, so this was the gaming dude. And I don't know, me and him just got a lot of similarities. He cool as hell. I know that's some type of soulmate, but I try not to be too involved or bother with him because I'm not trying to overstep any boundaries. This man is married and he got a kid and stuff, but I recognize you. Hi, how you doing? But yeah, your soul will know. That's why spiritual awakenings are important, because once you have a spiritual awakening, you are awakened to your soul, and your soul is the main, how do I say this? It's the main teacher in your life. Your soul is going to guide you. Once you have that spiritual awakening, you literally start a path because you're being spoken to by your soul. Your soul is telling you to do this. Your soul is telling you to do that. Your soul is like, everything becomes like less mind-based and more soul-based. So you get attracted to like soul, I'm not gonna say like-minded, but like-souled individuals. You get attracted to different places and environments, and yeah. Like recently, like me I'm on Quora now, and I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm on Truth Social. Like, I'm not really vibing with a lot of this other stuff no more because of what my soul is calling. So have your spiritual awakening, and definitely you will be able to know what's going on with this twin flame situation. Next question. Has a recently departed loved one come back to visit you? Yes, multiple times. The main one, my father, like he like, me and him talk a lot, like a whole lot. But my grandma just passed away, and I'm not really trying to tap into her energy too much because I don't want to get too emotional. But she has come and visit me multiple times already, and she just passed away like a couple weeks ago. So like I said, about like another great thing about a spiritual awakening, you're becoming aware of your soul, your spirit. Everyone has a soul or a spirit. You are a meat sack with a spirit. A ghost is a spirit without a meat sack. So once you have a spiritual awakening and become aware of your soul, you become aware of other souls around you. So when somebody say, I talk to dead people, I see dead people, and motherfuckers look at them like they crazy, But you look at them like they're crazy because you are awakened to your soul, your own ghost. When you awaken to your own ghost, you think you're not going to be able to connect to other ghosts? Your meat sack is your character in this 3D video game. Your soul got the controller, started the video game, this is what I want my name to be, this is what I want my birthday to be, this is what I want my personality to be, and press start. And when your soul press start, you entered that simulation in the meat sack. That's all the spiritual awakening is, realizing that you, a long time ago, you decided to turn on your TV, pick up your controller, and start a new game. That's all this is. And that's why I feel like that's why I was so pulled into gaming at a young age. It's like all the shit ties in together. It makes sense. It makes so much sense. But yes. Someone asked, why can't I see spirits? I can feel them. I know for a fact they're here. I just can't see them. What's blocking me? A lot of the times it would be fear, because when I first started going through my awakening, I learned that I was a medium. I was able to pick up on the energy of past over people. But I was scared. Like a long time I said I really wanted to be a psychic investigator. I wanted to help with stuff like this, but I was too afraid to. I'm like, what if the spirit attached to me? Because from all these movies and shit I was watching, what if the spirit attached to me? What if they didn't want to leave me alone? This, that, and the other. What if a haunting started to take place? That fear is what was blocking me from being able to see and do the things that I can do now once I got rid of that fear, because it was like, okay, if a spirit, if you doing some kind of channeling session for somebody and a spirit attached to you, is because they like your energy. They want to be around your energy. They notice your energy is like lighthearted. This is a person that passed over already. So they like, oh, you seem cool. And if they stuck in the physical realm and they haven't moved on, of course they're going to want to be around you. You got all this beautiful ass energy and light and shit. It's not a motherfucker. It's not a spirit hunting you. It's just a spirit that fucking likes you. Just like when animals want to be around you, it's the same thing. You just got to be like, okay, I understand this and this, that, and help them move on. Because yeah, they will want to be around your energy because you embody this godlike energy. But once you help them move on, they'll be able to live within that godlike energy. You might not be ready for it, because when you start seeing this shit, it will scare the fuck out of you. A while ago, my brother had this dark entity attached to him with 1:11 on the clock and 66 people in the chat room. God damn. Shit, the confirmations, goddamn. Fuck. I was scared to talk about it. I was scared to think about it, because I seen it with my eyes. It was this dark ass shadow creature always standing over him, like when he was sleeping, and this shit was so fucking creepy. I wasn't ready. It wasn't giving me nightmares, but it was making me scared of my spirituality. So you're not going to be shown shit if it's going to push you away from your spiritual journey. They're, your ancestors, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, they're going to wait till you get to that point of knowledge where you're not fear-based, and then they're going to allow you to see certain stuff. So you're blocked right now, probably because of fear or doubt, or because you're just not ready. The next question: did your relationship survive your spiritual awakening? None of them. Not nan one of them. And I mean relationships all across the board, not just romantic, friendships, family, all that shit. Gone. When I had my spiritual awakening, I was trying to get other people to see shit from my perspective, try to get them to have an awakening too. And a lot of people pretended, because I don't know, I guess they just was tolerating me and shit. But once I started really growing into my own, it's like, oh, I don't really care. And people just started falling away. Like my best friend, Forrest, like I was so upset when this shit started breaking down, because he never did anything to me. It was just, I was outgrowing him. And this was my bestest friend in the world. I remember messaging him like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't like anything no more. I had this spiritual awakening, and then like, I just don't know who I am anymore. He was like, you need to calm down. And really, like, he was a really good friend. But as time went on, we started growing apart. That shit blew me. But no, like, I'm gonna say no relationships will last a spiritual awakening. If a person was meant to be in your life after you have a spiritual awakening, they will return eventually. If they were meant to be, they're gonna fucking return. But a lot of time you just end up losing a lot of people, and it's because you got to get rid of people that no longer serve you, people that no longer serve your life purpose. Use just in this simulation, not thinking. Like, let's say it's GTA Online, you just handling your business, going to pick up fucking supplies for your business, doing shit for your CEO business and shit. You stealing cars, you going to car meets, you just doing day-to-day life and shit. But once you have that awakening and realize you're piloting a character that's going through this day-to-day life, it's like all of these people in the game, they just other players that don't realize that they actually in control of their fucking video game. So it's hard to connect with those people, because it's like, okay, now I'm the motherfucker. I realize that my character Flexi with the tech is a player, and all these people I've met in my life are also players. But I realize, okay, it's somebody outside of this character. I cannot continue to be Flexi with the tech and be friends with all of these other characters, and they not seeing that, oh, we're in a simulation. None of this is real. It would be me continuing to like live this fake ass life. So if you're not ready to lose everybody in your life, I'm telling you now, like, spiritual awakening is not for you. You have to wait till you get to that point. And if you hear something like this and be like, okay, well, I don't want to have a spiritual awakening, God gonna make you go through one just for that. Just for that. So shit, because the gist of all this, the point of a spiritual awakening is to wake more people up, like as many people up as possible, because it's really important for people to see the truth about shit. All of these people going through life, just so many people lost, so many people going through all of this dark ass shit, not knowing what to do next, not knowing who to turn to and shit. So we need more people on this spiritual journey to help more people who are going through these dark times. It's important, it's imperative to awaken as many people as possible. So yeah, you will be forced into a spiritual awakening if you try to, like, if you find out about spirituality and then be like, no, I don't want to be bothered. God can be like, yep, gonna make you be bothered now because you thought it was. Can enlightened people read other people's mind? Can they foresee? I don't want to freak nobody out that's normal, but yes, we can. We can definitely read y'all minds. And that's why I don't like being around a lot of people, because I know y'all done seen me online like, who energy is that? Who the fuck just said that? Yes, it's not that we can read minds, we can read energy. And yeah, I definitely can read. I'm sorry, read. If that make motherfuckers like, ooh, let me stay away from her, I'm sorry, I can't help it. Do I want to be able to read minds energy? No, sometimes but at the same time, you want to know who really don't fuck with you, right? And a lot of motherfuckers are mind readers or whatever and don't even know. Like I said before, if you walk in a room and you feel some weird ass energy, you're not tweaking. You reading the energy. You're reading the room, which is reading minds, motherfuckers' energy. I feel like they were just talking about me. They definitely was just talking about you. They definitely was, and you was picking up on that shit. If you randomly hear some thoughts in your head that don't got shit to do with you definitely picking up on energy. You're definitely reading minds. So, yeah, a lot of this stuff is way more common than a lot of people think, but they're not open-minded enough to know. Once again, everything is energy. Energy is everything. Time doesn't really exist. So if you pick up on some energy that's not currently happening, it's you foreseeing the future. That's how that's how tarot readers read the future. We pick up on energy, and if the energy doesn't stick to what's going on now or in the past, then guess what? It's future energy. That's why we're fortune tellers or whatever. It's just energy. It's just energy. And another reason I want to bring this up, some people get tarot readings or watch different readings on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, and then they like, oh shit, so they try, like, that's already try to prevent this or try to make this happen. And what they're doing is, okay, the tarot reader is picking up on future energy based off of your energy at that moment. But once you watch that reading and try to change something or try to fix something, that changes the energy, because your current energy is no longer the energy that they picked up on. So now you have to do another reading based on, this person is trying to do this to keep this from happening or make this happen. So now that's changing the future energy, if that makes sense. Just like time travel. If you go back in time and change one little thing, it'll change everything. It's the same thing. You watch a reading, oh, that's what's happening. Let me go in and stop this. Let me go in and change this. It changed the energy. You're literally changing your future. So energy is everything. Everything is energy. That's something I'm gonna keep saying until motherfuckers really start getting it. And this the last one I'm gonna answer. Why am I feeling lonely on my spiritual awakening? Like I said before, once you go through a spiritual awakening, you will lose a lot of people. People who don't vibrate at the same frequency as you will lose them. And a lot of times you don't know why. Like, you could be just going through your awakening, you're not sure that people is doing this petty shit behind your back, this, that, and the other. You lose them because God see what they doing. God hear what they doing. He hear conversation that you don't hear. He see shit that you don't hear. So it's time to remove those people from your life. And it may not 1:19 on the clock break it down to 11. It may feel lonely at the time, but it's for your greater good, because if you were to allow those people to stay in your life, then you would receive some type of karma. And I'm going to use personal experience for an example. Back when I was staying on Chicago Avenue, AEL, she posted a video, and she was saying that you're not gonna be able to keep no money in your pocket. Like, you didn't had all these opportunities, and they keep going away from you. Like, you keep losing all your money, you keep getting in these positions because of the people around you. God is not gonna keep blessing you if you're around people that's constantly using you. And I started cutting people off, because I'm like, shit, I'm not finna constantly stay broke. I'm not finna keep running into shit like this. Let me cut these people off. And I started cutting motherfuckers off, and shit started getting better. And then when I moved out here, it was like I was being told to let everybody go. But I'm like, nah, they seem cool. Then the shit happened with my brother to let me know, nah, you supposed to let him go too. Then some shit was happening with my stepdad. It still is. Like, I don't know why he thinks that I don't see what he doing. But to let me know, to 66 people in the room, to let me know to let go of these people. So you become lonely on your spiritual awakening, because like I said, you hopped into this game, you started this game, and you met all these people in this game. You met 420 Blaze and 888. You met I'm gonna use your name. You met 21 Boogie. You met Steven Cotton. You met the Cloud Gods. You met all these people while you was playing this game. And then you realize that it was just a game. But they don't realize that shit no more. How do you pretend like everything that you learned is not, like, you can't do that anymore? That's why it becomes so lonely, because you start realizing people's mindsets and where they really are mentally stuck in the matrix. So it's hard to have friends or anybody. 1:21 on the clock. But yeah, that's why it gets lonely during the spiritual awakening. But I'm gonna leave this episode right here. I might do more Quora Q&A episodes in the future, but this was just like a place saver because I've been trying to recover from this current ascension. So thank you everybody who tuned in to listen. If you have any comments on future episodes, or if you would like to join in on the conversation, contact me on one of my platforms. But once again, thank you everyone that tuned in today, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode of Like Magic.